it's Melissa here. I haven't done soap in a while. I was waiting on some fragrances and some supplies to come in. But here we go. The setup for tonight's very easy. Oil's already melted. Lye water, titanium dioxide mixed with some water. Stick blender, without whom this would not be possible, because I don't know about you, but I don't stand around stirring for an hour. In here we have some kaolin clay and powdered buttermilk, and our essential oil blend, which has 10 times folded orange oil. The top to center note is Litsia cububa. I don't know how you say that word, so I'm just going to call it Mei-Cheng, because that's what a lot of other people call it. So I guess it has two names, Litsia and Mei-Cheng. We're going to call it Mei-Cheng. And as you see, there's not really any color in it. If I do any color in the soap tonight, it's just going to be a simple titanium dioxide, and I'll pour some of the soap off into that red cup right there. I just wasn't in the mood to do a lot of coloring tonight. I've changed some other things. I've changed my recipe. I'm going to soap a little warmer. It's the first time working with essential oil. I just wanted to keep it simple for myself. The lye water does have salt and sugar in it. The salt is going to help with the bar hardness. The sugar is going to help with the lather. And there's silk in there as well to help with the slip in the bar. And then new Bramble Berry mold. I put one of my soaps in there earlier. It seems like it's going to be about the right size, but maybe just a little bit too tight. I might have to go with a bigger mold. So we're going to try this one out tonight and see how it goes. So that's it, simple soap setup. Let's go ahead and get started, and I'll be back with you in a minute. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do then is I'm going to go ahead and add my kaolin clay and buttermilk, powdered buttermilk, into the oil. Sometimes I find that it's better to add your additives before your fragrance and before your lye water. I know that some of you do that as well. Okay, I don't use my stick blender very much. I use the basic Hamilton Beach one. I've heard that a lot of people have had problems with this one. I haven't had any problems with it. It hasn't burned out. It's not very bubbly. It's a little more bubbly now probably from the buttermilk. I find that if I use more dairy or more sugar, I have more bubbles, but that's just surface bubbles, and those will go away in a few minutes. So I really don't know why people say they have problems with this. I have no problem with it. So let's go ahead then and let's add the fragrance next, just in case. Give that one good stir and get that in there real nice. Okay, easy peasy. Oops. There we go. Okay, time to add our lye water. I always strain my lye water because I do use silk, and sometimes I add additives to my lye water. So I want to make sure, put the lid on there right so the water can get out of it. But I always do that just to make sure that there's no nasties floating around. My strainer does a pretty good job of catching them, although I think I want to go with a smoother, like a fine mesh next time I get a strainer, just to make sure it's a little more catch-all. Okay, here we go. So my new recipe takes quite a bit longer than my old one to come to trace. So while this is setting up, I'm going to go ahead and pour some off and add the colorant. That's more than I want. I'm going to pour some back in there. God, this smells amazing. do a little, and this one we're going to do a little bit of titanium dioxide dispersed in water. I think I've said this before, that the last time I had to buy olive oil, there was no refined on the shelf, and so I really just had to go ahead and buy the extra virgin olive oil, and I hate it. I know in soap making it doesn't matter, but one, extra virgin olive oil is just too expensive to waste on soap making. And second, it is way more yellow than the refined. The refined is a nice lightweight look. Real, like almost white by itself when the batter's done. At least for me. Okay, that's quite a bit lighter. It's still really thin. I hope this one comes to trace tonight. Add a little cocoa powder in this one, make it a little darker. Okay, that's kind of a nice earthy brown, which is kind of what I'm going for. I wish that this were going to be a little more whiter, but I just don't think it's going to. I'll try a little bit more, but I'm not really sure what I'm going to get here. I mean, that's got a ton of titanium dioxide in it. I am going to gel this, and I don't want it to overheat, so I'm a little wary of putting too much in there. Okay, these are starting to trace now, but it is going to take a little bit longer. As I said, this batter does take longer to come to trace than my previous recipe. So I'm going to pause the video and I will be back when it's ready. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes since I stopped the camera. And I'm not going to do anything special with this one, I think. I'm just going to kind of pour. We're at medium trace. Maybe I'll do it in the pot. Just give me a second. I'm just going, there we go. Just kind of doing it in the pot swirl. Let's go ahead and mix this around then. Shake that down. Oh, it's so nice to have a proper mold. It's not going to, the bottom or the side's not going to fall out on me. It's nice and heavy, so I know it's going to support my soap. It's not going to bulge out on the sides. Oh, yay. I love it. A little extra on the top here. My spoon disappeared underneath the pot. Just give that a little whirl there. And the rest of our soap batter. Spatula. Now, I personally think that this fragrance smells amazing. I think it's fantastic. I don't know if it's because I'm using an essential oil instead of fragrance oil, although I am using a blend of essential and fragrance oil. But I think it smells fantastic, although my roommates have just left the house. They said that it was way, way, way too strong for them. So I don't know what to say about that. Oh, I think it smells so delicious. I can just smell that fruity, citrusy, delicious smell off the Litzia and off the orange. Oh, look, I can shake it and it's not going to fall. Yay! I'm so excited. Is that a silly thing to be excited about, that you have a soap mold that's actually going to work for you? I don't know. What do you think? Go ahead and tell me what you think about that. How excited were you when you got your first soap mold, or when you got your first soaping supplies? And these aren't my first. I've been at this for a little while now. Not a long time, a few months. Let's give them a good swirl there. There we go. That's it and that's all. Super easy. So once again, we have our orange sandalwood soap with Litzia in the middle, so it's really citrusy. Not really sandalwood. You can't really smell the sandalwood at all. And the brown is created from cocoa powder. I wish the white were lighter, but it's not, but it's still pretty. So that's it, orange sandalwood soap with some natural colors and, well, natural tone colors. That's it, that's all. I'm starting to get tired, so it's time for me to turn the camera off and go to bed. Y'all have a good night.